Peace, everyone. I pray all is well. So, in a time where our attention is being demanded in so many different ways, it is a priority for me to make sure I'm aware of how much control I have over my own level of focus, my own ability to pay attention to what it is I'm supposed to be paying attention to, that I may move forward with my life skillfully and in alignment with everything that I need, everything that I see for myself. How can you know whether or not you have control over your own focus, over your own attention? How do you know? How will you be able to tell if you are just frivolously giving your energy to things that are not in alignment, that will not allow you to move forward in the ways that you have intended for yourself? How much of your power are you giving away to things that do not serve you? This present moment is where all things are coming from. And when we are living day to day, our thoughts may take over, or we may not like dealing with our thoughts. The thoughts that flow through our minds give us anxiety, gives us these depressive symptoms. Seeking out these distractions. I've spoken about this before, but seeking out these distractions, going online and finding ways to receive that dopamine, finding ways to laugh, finding ways to be amazed by this screen. Like there's a real life all around you. And now we have many people on this earth finding gratification, instant gratification, through screens as opposed to through actual life experiences. For some people, that's the life that they want to live, and that's fine. But I feel it's important to at least be able to understand or know how much control you actually have. Because it's one thing to go and say, yeah, I have control, yeah, I'm in alignment, right? I always have to check myself because I'm not perfect. It's natural, it's okay. So I always check myself and make sure that I put systems in place so that I can continuously train myself to be focused. It's so easy for the majority of the people to just lose focus. That can be your focus and attention is gravitating towards things that have really hurt you. So I'm speaking from experience, I've had moments in my life where my thoughts have just returned back to something that has really bothered me, to something that I haven't healed within myself, or I haven't allowed to heal. The healing is natural, it takes place naturally, but we have to be able to be receptive and open to these things. When we have all these distractions, we're becoming open and receptive to things that are not what we're needing, or aside from needing, wanting, right? What we're destined to do in this life. Have you ever had a calling inside of your heart where you're supposed to do something, you've always gravitated towards a certain, maybe you haven't discovered that yet. Not everybody knows exactly what that might be, but I assure you, if you regained control of your focus and your attention, you might be able to at least become aware, to be able to listen. So something that you can practice is something that I've learned, a meditation. So this meditation is It's more of an exercise. Meditation is an exercise, it's a practice, whatever. Where you are imagining yourself sitting by a pond, right? So go ahead, just practice this with me at this moment. It won't take long. Sit, maybe close your eyes, definitely close your eyes, and just listen to my voice. Take some breaths in and out, and start to visualize yourself walking in a park towards a pond. And now you are sitting at this pond, breathing in, out. Maybe you see cattails at the edge of the pond. Maybe you see some trees, bushes, and just a little spot where you can walk up to the pond and dip your feet in at the edge. I want you to take a seat at the edge of this pond, and I want you to imagine that a leaf, maybe it's a big old maple leaf, is falling in the sky, high up in the sky. And you're witnessing this maple leaf fall, and it's floating back and forth, 10 times. So as this leaf falls, I want you to count the sway of its fall. It's swaying left to right as it falls towards the pond. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 10. Then the leaf will touch the surface of the pond, and it will start to float towards you. After you've done that, I want you to imagine another leaf falling left, right, 10 times, left, right. You're just breathing in and out, left, right. You're just observing at the edge of this pond. And finally, after 10, it touches the surface, floats back to you. Again, the leaf falls, and you see it swaying back and forth 10 times all the way down to the surface of the water, and then it starts to flow back to you. This practice, I want you to try to get up to 10 to 20 leaves so that you can gauge where you're at. How many times did your attention move away from this leaf? Were you able to focus this visualization long enough without having, maybe an Instagram reel pop in your mind or some kind of suggestion to go make a sundae or, eat some chicken? How many times were you able to count these leaves falling in such a manner before you lost your attention? This is a practice that I've learned to know whether or not I have control over my own mind. And it's really feels like a serious matter to me. I would take things lightly, I like to take things lightly, but at the same time, I'm pretty earnest in my ways. So when I actually reflect on the gravity of the situation and how much we actually don't have control over our own minds, I find that very disturbing. I don't like that. I like having control over myself. I don't like the idea of some sort of external thing telling me what to do and me voluntarily listening, right? Unless I am having consent. And so this is why I have chosen to engage with this practice, to be able to gauge, to be able to see where I'm at. And you can keep accelerating, or you can keep counting more and more leaves. Maybe you only get to 5 leaves before you lose attention. Maybe after a week you get to 10. Maybe after a week you get to 50. Maybe you're a fast learner. That's amazing. But the message is that I'm going to leave a link too so that you guys can see where I learned this. But the message is, are you controlling your mind, or is something outside of you controlling your mind, and therefore your present reality and probably the future of your life? So yeah, I wouldn't take that lightly. I would definitely reflect on that and realize that mental health runs deeper than just your imbalance in your brain. Yes, that's an aspect of it. Yes, your emotions, your trauma, these are aspects. But how we cope with our trauma, how we cope with the things that we've been through is very relevant. And we must get to the root of the issue. We will not be able to get anywhere near the root of the issue if we don't even have any sense of self-control. Once you become aware of what is writing the script to your life, what is writing the narrative that is in your mind, then you can start to actually put in some work. And, you know, take everything that I share with you, I want you to take it with a grain of salt. You know, there's so many different possibilities. There's so many angles that you can look at things. So I'm not saying that this is the only way, but this is something that has really helped me. This is something that might allow you to have some clarity. And the more you practice, the more you're going to actually have some control over your mind. And you can pair that with some solutions to the ailments of your mind, to the thought patterns, in whatever area, whether it be, you know, your safety, your security, your sexuality, your creativity, your expression, your self-expression, your relationships, all these things. Once you have control, then you can start to, you know, work with it, go deeper into your shadow work, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. So I appreciate you guys, and yeah, again, tap into the description links, because I always put really incredible links in there. Like, they're worth tapping into, worth understanding. So I appreciate you.